Hello, my name is Katie and welcome to Skeptical Yarn. So it is a little bit late. It is 9:15 p.m. and I wasn't planning on filming a video, but we're going to start filming a video. Okay? If you are looking for chaos, you found the right place. You found me at the right time. We're connected. You need this. This is divine intervention. This is where you're meant to be, okay? Because tonight I'm gonna be making a 6-day star blanket. It's not gonna be done in 6 days, I can tell you that right now. We're just gonna start it tonight, I think, and see where we get. My arms are already a little sore, but we're gonna power through, okay? I just want to say beforehand, I apologize for any audio issues. I'm still trying to figure that out. I just film on my phone, so I don't have like a fancy camera or anything. So, um, sometimes I'm not filming with my microphone. Sometimes my microphone is weird. Sometimes my phone microphone is weird. So, I can't really predict it. So, we're just gonna get what we get and not get upset. Slay. We're just gonna get into it, I guess. I have never finished a star blanket. I did start one a few months ago, and I haven't really picked it up recently. And I don't want to get into that one. I think I'm just gonna save it until I actually want to work on it again. And what we're gonna do tonight is start a new one. And my goal with this blanket is to eliminate most of my yarn stash. Now, most of my yarn stash that I've accumulated through the last like 5 years or so, most of it is acrylic yarn from, just like Michael's, Joann's, just craft stores. And I recently have decided that I want to try to move away from acrylic yarns. I want to try to use more natural fibers and, even blends, things like that. So, what I want to do is get rid of most of that acrylic yarn. The reason I want to move away from acrylic yarn is because I mostly like making garments, and acrylic yarn just doesn't really work that well for a lot of garments, especially as someone who gets hot pretty easily. Acrylic is very, it's not very breathable. It's very hot. It gets me very hot. And, like I'm just not going to have that much of a use for all of the yarn anymore, and I'll show you how much I have. But yeah, that's pretty much the reason I want to do this, and I think that making a star blanket is a good way to use up little scraps that I have, and just colors that I wouldn't otherwise really think to use, even in a non-garment project, because I have a few of those. So let's get into it. So this is my main yarn storage, okay? This is where most of my yarn is. As you can see, it is nicely separated by color, organized by color. Like I said earlier, most of this is acrylic. Honestly, it might all be acrylic, if not, like, I know this one has some wool in it. Might be a couple cotton blends in here or something, but we are going for this worsted yarn. I have it in so many colors. Maybe even the lighter. This is kind of like a light worsted. Maybe even those, if I can work them in somehow. This one even. And yeah, what I want this drawer to be cleaned out. All right. Obviously there's going to be some remaining, but I want it to be significantly reduced. We have some of this chunky yarn here that I used for a project before. This is yarn scraps from my advent calendar that my yarn advent calendar that I opened for December of last year, so we can use some of those for sure. And these are just kind of little balls of yarn. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna collect all of the little scraps and balls of yarn in this bucket, I think. And that way we can get started with the smaller pieces first. So yeah. I also have like an insane pile of yarn and whips and stuff over here. I don't think there's too many small scraps. A lot of this stuff is yarn that that I already have ideas for, or just whips that I haven't worked on in a while. So I'm probably not going to go there. But we also have some, oh god, this pile is horrendous. But we do have some yarn in this bag and another bag in there that are from when I went to a craft swap at my local library. So I got a lot of worsted yarn for free. And honestly, I kind of just went crazy with the fact that it was free. And I just bought like, I don't know, a bunch of stuff. This red yarn here is wool, but um, we might come in here if I need something. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. All right, so I have collected a nice little bag of yarn here. So I have these are some more little scraps that I found. My advent calendar yarn. And in this bucket, I just have a bunch of like decent sized balls of yarn, a couple of smaller ones, that kind of stuff. So the pattern that I'm using, of course, is the 6-Day Star Blanket by Betty McKnit. We'll link it down below. It's a free pattern. It's on a blog, so anyone can use it. So my plan, a little twist to this blanket, is that I'm going to be making the entire thing double stranded. Okay, so basically I'm always going to be crocheting with 2 different colors of yarn. That way we can really, really speed up the process of getting through my stash busting, if you will. And yeah, I think it will be fun. Because I'm doubling up with worsted, Google said that was going to be a bulky weight, so I'm starting out with a 6mm hook. It might be a little small, but I think what I'll try to do is just try to start with some of my thinner yarns. And yeah, so I guess let's just do it. Okay, I mean, we have the hook, we have the yarn, we're ready. And we have the pattern, we're ready. These are my first 2 colors that I picked. I'm not going to match all of the pairs like this, but I thought it'd be cute to match to start with these. So I find it interesting that this pattern uses the chain 4 slip stitch method to start the circle instead of a magic ring. I do prefer the magic ring, but I understand why you wouldn't want to use it in this scenario, because I've heard that the magic ring has a tendency to come undone. Usually when I do the magic ring, I make sure that, I weave the ends in really good, and I make sure that it won't come undone. One time I made a bag for my sister out of granny squares, and I used magic ring on all of them, and it did start falling apart. That was when I wasn't as experienced at crocheting as I am now, so I just didn't know better. But I've learned from it. And now I understand the power of a chain 4 slip stitch method. Here is how my first round is looking. It's just double crochets. So it's actually 2 days later. And I think I've decided that I'm actually going to start over. I'm just not really liking the complete randomness of what we have going on here. In the pattern, it does suggest to use the same color for the first few rounds so that it looks better in the overall blanket. So I think what I'm going to do is take this apart, and what I'm going to do is hold this color with my like strings of all the other colors. As you can see, let me just unravel this. Um, I've just been joining them with a little magic knot, a couple of them, and I'm not trimming them right now. I don't know if I'm gonna trim them in the end, but I'll decide that later. But yeah, I'm just gonna take one of these strings and hold it with this yarn until we run out of this yarn, and then I think it'll be a little better. I think even with the one strand of color changes, it will look a little bit more put together, a little bit more like coordinated, I guess. So we're gonna try that.
Do that so that it doesn't stretch and then
here is our progress. Ah! For some reason, I look like the camera's very yellow right now. I don't know. The sun is going down, so I don't have too much natural light anymore. So, but this is our progress. I'm really liking how it's turning out. I think it's so cute. I love the scrappiness of it. I've been incorporating some of my yarn from these bigger cakes that I have. And like as you can see in the yellow here, I did it for a couple rows, and I have a little bit left that I'm gonna do, and then I'm gonna change to a new color. And I am just going through these little baby skeins, just like I planned. So I've used up 4 so far, and I'm not counting like these tiny little ones. I'm counting like at least like this amount of yarn counts as a ball for me. So it's good. It's going well. And I'm actually going to switch to a 6.5mm hook now because it's not really curling. It's just like really stiff at this point, because I technically am using like a chunky weight yarn since it's doubled up. So a 6mm is a little small for that. So I'm just gonna size up in my hook, and hopefully it'll be a little bit easier to crochet, not as stiff, and it will, you know, it'll just be nice. It'll just be nice. So yeah, and we'll get ahead of the curling while we can. So gonna do that, and I think I'll check in either if I switch hook sizes again or if I'm gonna call it a night. So yeah. Hello again. So I've done some more progress on the blanket. Ah, it looks so pretty. I'm loving the effect that like all the the double stranded and the randomness is giving. I'm really enjoying this area here. I definitely want to add in more white. This is like an there you go. Like I was saying, this area is like a white and orange, and I really liked the white in there. I feel like it helps break up the color a little bit, so I'm definitely gonna add more white in soon. But I think I'm gonna call it a night. This is technically day 1 since I did restart the blanket today, and I got through the setup rounds as well as where's my tab? So I did the setup rounds and I did up to round 3. So this is setup rounds and then 3, or I guess two rows after that. Yeah, because I'm on. So my next row is round 4. Ah, it's so cute. I don't think I'm gonna be able to work on it tomorrow, just because my Mondays are pretty busy. But hopefully, maybe Tuesday or Wednesday I'll pick it back up. I want to try to work on it on days where I really have like a good amount of time to work on it. So, yeah, I guess we'll just see when that happens, hopefully soon. And yeah, I'm still using the 6.5mm hook right now. I think I'll be doing that for a couple more rounds at least. When I put it down, it doesn't, it's easy to smooth out the points, so it's not really curling at this point, but yeah, it's really pretty. Oh, so awesome. Welcome to day 2 of the star blanket that I'm making. So pretty. So, I didn't do anything yesterday because Mondays are my pretty busy days. So today's Tuesday. I have a few hours today. I have some stuff to watch as a part of like my workshops for school. So I think I'm just gonna watch those while I crochet and work on this. And I'm gonna add some new colors today. I have this really pretty gold color. Um, I have this hot pink color that like I'm really not gonna use this for anything else. uh, we have some red as well. Again, like I don't really use red a lot, so we have some yellow, which I've actually already used, and this blue, which I don't think I've used yet. So yeah, we're gonna do that, and we still have some scraps. I decided I'm not gonna be using a lot of the little tiny scraps that I have because I actually want to save those for a program that I'm doing at work. So I'm not gonna use those. But I mean, I have plenty of other yarn to use, like the bigger skeins. So we're gonna just try to do like a couple stripes at a time. Um, so yeah, we're still on the 6.5 millimeter hook. So I will let you know if I change that. So I have gotten to the point where I think I'm gonna call it a night here. I haven't switched hooks yet, so I'm still on the 6.5 millimeter. But it looks like, where's the right side? It looks like this now. Ah. The lighting is kind of bad, so you can't really see it in its full glory, but it's really cute. I've done a couple rows where I kind of tried to keep the same color, like this one. There's like a whole row of the pink and white together. And, but yeah, other than that, I mean, I so far have used up 6 of my little yarn balls, and I'm close to finishing up a couple more, so we'll definitely pick it back up probably in a few days. But yeah, woo. My arms are extremely tense. My muscles are crying. They don't want to do anything else, and yeah, so that's why I think I'm gonna give myself a break for a few days and then get back into this. But that concludes day 2. We are up to, so I am starting the second repeat of the repeat rounds. So I just finished my second round 2, if that makes sense. So, um, yeah, that's where I'm at. So next time when I pick it back up, I will be on my second round 3. Hello. So I took a break for a few days from the blankets. We're still at this point. Today I'm gonna do some more crocheting. I have quite a few hours to do it. Um, it's a really nice day out today. It's very warm and sunny, so I did some things with my boyfriend in the morning, slash early afternoon, and now it is almost 4 o'clock, so we're gonna get some good progress done on this. And yeah, I'm hoping to do at least maybe like 5 rows at least, and then, see how I feel then. Taking breaks and stretching, of course, in between. But yeah, let's see how far we can go. Before I get started, though, I wanted to mention that I think I'm gonna be adding in this like camouflage yarn. I wasn't sure if I wanted to use variegated yarns in this blanket, but I don't know. I think it will be fine. Um, I'm really like I really don't see myself using this for anything. It's pretty rough to the touch. I don't like it very much. I bought it like years ago when I was still very much a beginner to make like a cover up type thing. But I have since unraveled that whip. And so now we just have this. And we might have more, so if I like how it looks in the blanket, I'll maybe go get the other little skeins and see if I have more to add. But yeah, we will get going. I think I'm gonna do. Hi, Portia. I think I'm gonna do maybe one or two more rows of the 6.5 millimeter. Since it's been a few days, I've kind of forgotten um, how that was working with me. So I think we'll do at least one more row and then see if I want to switch to a 7 millimeter. So let's do it.
Single crochet around the arms, which is not necessary, but it might look good. I guess we'll see how much yarn I have left after this row of single crochet. This might be my last skein in this purple grape popsicle color, but I'm not totally sure, so I use it sparingly. It's done. Voila. I have a ton.
We are now switching to a 7 millimeter hook. There it is. 7 millimeters. Okay, I might be done for the night. I'm not sure. I might do a little bit more later, but here we are. Oh my god, it's looking so pretty. I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm kind of at the point where I don't have a lot of like little balls of yarn left, so I'm mostly just using my big skeins. And I'm just trying not to use like the same colors right next to each other or, you know, anything like that, but it's looking good. Like I said, I might work on it later, might not, but either way, I will probably see you for day 4. So it's been a few days since we've talked, or since I've talked to you. I think it's maybe been a week, maybe even more since I last checked in. I think my last clip was me saying, see you day 4, something like that. I don't know. You know better than me. But I decided that instead of working in like day chunks like that, I was just gonna start trying to work on the blanket whenever I could. It started getting to be a lot for my arms because of my tendonitis. I'm not able to crochet as much as I want to. So I just, I didn't want to keep crocheting for like 3 hours in a day, especially this type of project. The yarn is like really hard on my hands just because I'm working with uh, like a big hook, big yarn. Like it just got to be a little difficult. So I stopped trying to finish the blanket within like a 6, 7, 8 day time period. I stopped trying to do that. And I decided I'm just gonna work on it when I can. Try to get like an hour in every day, every other day, something like that. So this is where we're at. I'll show you. We've made some progress. I have my Volari pillow on. But here's the progress. Wow. It's huge, but we still have a long way to go. I'm at the point where I don't really have too many little skeins left, so I'm just kind of switching back and forth between my larger skeins. Whenever I want to add a new color, I kind of just think like, what is it missing, and then I pick that color. So right now I'm using this orange and gold. I'm gonna switch out the gold soon, I think. But it's been really fun still. I'm still really enjoying it. I do find that like I really want to work on the blanket over some of my other projects that I'm working on right now. But I do kind of have myself on a deadline for this project and another one because my other project is something that I want to write a pattern for. So I want to get that out by like late spring, early summerish if I can. So I've been working on that. And then this one, I wanted to get this video out next week. I don't think that's going to happen, especially because I want to make this blanket like huge. and we haven't used up all the stash that I want to use up yet, so I don't really see the ending to this project yet. So it's still kind of it still is looming ahead of me. uh I'm still enjoying it though. It's still fun. But yeah, so hopefully now I can get this video out by like the end of April, maybe even early May. I wanted to use this blanket in another video as well that should be coming soon if I didn't already upload it. But I want to use it in my uh, car transformation video. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm not sure if it's out yet, but that's my plan. So yeah, I've just been trying to work on it in between other things, and I'm still on my 7mm hook. There hasn't been any curling, so I've just been sticking with that. I feel like it's a pretty good size. It's not too tight, it's not too loose, so I think it's good. But yeah, I think what I'm gonna do is at the beginning of the video, I showed you all of my like different stashes that I had of all my yarn, and I think I kind of pretty soon I want to go through the free yarn that I got from the library craft exchange because I haven't gone in that bag since I got the yarn, and I want to see if there's any small acrylic skeins in there that I could add to the blanket, just because I feel like my color rotation is getting a little bit stale at this point. So we're gonna see what we have in there. Maybe add a couple new pops of color to the blanket, and yeah, that's pretty much where we're at now. So I'm hoping to check in again in a few days if I have some more progress. So see you then. Hello, it has been a little while again. um, I have decided to actually make this video in two parts instead of one big one, with the help of people who voted on my Instagram story, so thank you. But I kind of came to the realization that I think the blanket is taking a large toll on my physical self. I really do want to work on it. I find that it's really hard on my arms since I do have tendonitis. So I have decided that I'm going to take a little break from making it. Um, right now, I'm also finishing up my semester at school, so I'm typing a lot, which has a big impact on that. And yeah, I think I just need to rest my arms more, and the blanket is definitely not great for that. Since it's so dense, I guess. I don't know. It just doing each stitch like takes a lot out of me. So I am going to be posting this video as it is, and hopefully over the next few months I will continue to work on the blanket, and because I really do want to get it done. Um and the thought of the project still makes me excited, but I have to try to prioritize my health and the health of my arms so that I can do plenty of crafting in the future. So, hopefully that's not too disappointing. Honestly, this video is probably long enough already anyway. um, but yeah, so thank you for watching so far. We will definitely get the blanket finished someday, and I hope to probably get part two out in a few months or so, maybe like towards the end of the summer. But yeah, again, thank you for watching, and I hope you're enjoying the star blanket journey as much as I am, and hopefully I will see you in part two. Bye.